Probably some of you have seen this black box going around about what Charrette is, right? And I saw many of you are very curious, so this is the concept we want to work on, and we want to work on the concept of curiosity while working with the project Pulse, which is social housing, offering social housing for people in Northern and Northwest. And we are going to tackle the issues of isolation, lack of communication with Pulse between the residents of the social housing, and lack of participation in different events. Also working with Pulse, we want to spark that passion in people and that curiosity, build an attraction which will bring people together and play small games, because games are fun, right?
Okay, so we chose curiosity because it's one of the most simple, but one of the most powerful driving forces in human nature. So you gotta embrace it, and that's where the start changes. So imagine one morning you wake up, and in your social housing district in this abandoned land, you find a black box, a large black box. It's not saying anything what it is, it's inviting you to communicate. It's a chalkboard. It's an antithesis of what is happening inside the buildings, where there's bulletin boards and pins from the municipality telling them people what to do. This is asking you what you want to do, how you want to answer these questions. And it's asking you questions that make you positive. What makes you happy? What makes you feel safe? What is home for you? And people slowly start gathering information so they find a platform where they can actually communicate. What we want to do is start a performance. It's a 2-month-long performance within the neighborhood, designed for the neighborhood and intended to bring the neighborhood, not only social housing districts, but the people in the neighborhood all together. And we want to do it through timed, we want to achieve it through the unexplained placement of the community, of these strange objects in the community spaces, which every single one has their own questions and provides information into the insight that Pulse is currently lacking. We want these to be placed in various locations in the neighborhood, spaced out equally, so it encourages people to experience the neighborhood from north to south, to facilitate some sort of movement that is currently lacking, and for people exploring and people meeting between the social housing district and the existing people that have lived there for decades. We want to do it in phases. We want to keep the mystery going. So imagine in the morning you wake up and you find the black box, and you don't know what it is. But secretly, who's behind it is Pulse. So this is a new way for Pulse to reinvent itself as a new way of communication with the neighborhood. So Pulse is secretly conducting a digital marketing campaign. He finds this box and he says, okay, people don't maybe share at the beginning. Pulse poses a question on Instagram. Guys, do you know what this is? This just appeared this morning in our neighborhood. Can someone tell me who's responsible? So starts generating tags, some sort of movement on Facebook, inviting people in the neighborhood to see what's happening, and also people from Copenhagen to come and see the strange objects. In a little while, all of a sudden, in a new location, a second one arrives, in the second housing district, asking the same kind of questions. So you start seeing the patterns that these things happen. There's a performance happening, keeping people in suspense, waiting what's going to happen. And the third one arrives, generating way more social interaction on the digital level in life. And then a fourth, and fifth, and sixth, and seventh, and eventually becomes a network. It becomes a map for people to go and play treasure hunting. So they find these objects, they find them, they answer the questions and express their ideas. And the final, we want to spark that conversation between the people and find some sort of communication between the people and the different organizations involved. The culmination of it is an event where people actually see that there's a new public space for them opened up, where they get to make their own chairs and cement them into this new space that's going to become theirs. And at the same time, Pulse releases a digital platform like the Northwest Social District Online, where people are responsible for everything.
And I'm just going to walk you through very fast, because our creative solution has some analytical background, which involves interviews with people, creating 4 personas which correspond to people with different backgrounds, a user journey, which here you can see a service blueprint actually, which highlights the problematic areas, which is mostly about awareness of Pulse, which leads to low social participation in the event, and also we designed our solution in 6 steps of change management. So it's a strategy of implementing. Our solution comes in a package, of course. So we are creating urgency by putting public objects, then we create curiosity, attract people to the final event where they can find out about Pulse and see the ways how to connect with Pulse at that final event. Also, they create a monument which puts it down in their culture, and every time you walk past by it, you're like, okay, I'm a member of this community, I have to be there. Then we want to sustain that change in the culture, and this means opening up the black box. So here you can provide some small social area for people to engage and interact with each other. And the whole vision is just to create a society in Northborough and Northwest area aware that they can make themselves a difference in their neighborhood. So thank you for the attention. Before we get some feedback, I really wanted to thank my group, Christina, Matt, Ashraf, and Elle, and also our supervisors, and everyone at this event, because it's like so inspiring. I get so much learning here, and I really like this atmosphere. Thank you so much for organizing.